So this is example 2 on systems with 3 variables in case you need another example for your notes or you want to look back at anything. It's done more step by step than our last video. So my 3 equations are negative x minus 5y plus z equals 17, negative 5x minus 5y plus 5z equals 5, 2x plus 5y minus 3z equals negative 10. So step 1 is to choose 2 equations that cancel out 2 variables. So you'll notice that I have a negative 5y here and a 5y here, so I could combine these 2 equations, but here only the y's would cancel out. I would still have x's and z's. They don't cancel out. If I combine equation 2 and 3, the same thing happens. My y's cancel out, but my x's and z's would not cancel out. So I need to choose 2 equations that I can multiply one of them by to get those 2 variables to cancel out. So I'm going to pick equations 1 and 2. So I rewrote them down here, negative x minus 5y plus z, and negative 5x minus 5y plus 5z equals 5. And multiplying my top equation by negative 5, I'm going to get my x's and my z's to cancel out. So you distribute this negative 5 to every term in this equation. Negative 5 times negative x is 5x. Negative 5 times negative 5y is 25y. Negative 5 times z is negative 5z. And negative 5 times 17 is negative 85. Then I rewrote my second equation underneath here, where these x's cancel out, my z's cancel out. 25y minus 5y is 20y. And negative 85 minus 5 is negative 80. Dividing both sides by 20, I get y is equal to negative 4, and that's the first variable I solved for. Step 2 is to substitute that variable that you solved for into 2 of the original equations. So I'm substituting in negative 4 to equation 1 and 3. It can be any 2 equations of your choosing. So negative x minus 5 times negative 4 plus z equals 17. 2x plus 5 times negative 4 minus 3z equals negative 10. I get negative x plus 20 plus z equals 17. And moving that 20 over, I have negative x plus z equals negative 3. Second equation, I have 2x minus 20 minus 3z equals negative 10. And moving my 20 over, I have 2x minus 3z equals 10. I'm then going to multiply my top equation here by 2 so that my x terms will cancel out. So multiplying by 2, I have negative 2x plus 2z equals negative 6. And I rewrite my second equation, 2x minus 3z equals 10. Like I said before, my x terms will cancel out. I add down, so I get negative z equals 4. So z is going to equal negative 4. And that's my second variable to solve for. And step 3 is to substitute in both solutions you found and solve for the last variable. So I'm going to go with this 2x equation, which comes from my third equation that I started with. And I'm going to substitute in negative 4 for z now. So I have 2x minus 3 times negative 4 equals 10. 2x plus 12 equals 10. 2x equals negative 2. And x equals negative 1. So my 3 solutions are x equals negative 1, y equals negative 4, z equals negative 4. So writing them here, I have negative 1, negative 4 with parentheses around them.